Hello everyone. Let's talk about the problem called merge 2D arrays by summing values. As you see the problem, we are given two arrays, and in each array is a 2D array in which the second dimension is of the form ID and value, where ID is unique in a given specific array, and value is corresponding value for that ID. And the array, like let's say exam 1 is sorted in non-descending order, or we can even call it ascending order. Yeah, it is ascending order because IDs are unique over here. So similar thing goes with num2. Now the thing they have asked is we need to merge num1 and num2 such that the final merged answer should have unique ID, and the values should be summed up of unique IDs. So basically, if there is an input, let's take the first example. Now you can see there ID 1 is appearing in both of the arrays. So the values corresponding to them have been summed up. So 2 plus 4 is done, and 6 is the corresponding value for the unique ID. So the optimal approach here would be as follows. So one advantage we already have is, since the numbers the vector is already sorted in ascending order and IDs are unique, we can just check what are the IDs appearing at the beginning of each of the arrays, and we can pop up the minimum, like we can process the minimum ID, and then we can go to the next ID. So we will basically take two pointers over here. So first one pointing to the first array and second one pointing to the second. And let me dry run through this for explanation. So so you can see the example input has been copied over here. So these are the two arrays, first array and second array. Now let's dry run through the approach we are discussing. So initially I'll take two pointers, one pointing to each of the array. Now the first pointer is pointing to ID is 1, and the second pointer is also pointing to ID is 1. So since IDs matches, we can take the sum of the values, which will be 2 plus 4, that is 4, and we can increment both of the pointers and store the processed output, push back it into the answer. So it will be 1 comma 2 plus 4, which is 6. Now since the now as we have incremented the pointers, this will go move left, this will also move left. Now we encounter different IDs, so we will process which is the minimum. So here out of 2 and 3, 2 is minimum, so we just push the same thing into answer. So this gets pushed. So actually they have told to add 0, so that doesn't change whatever is represented over here. So and this this pointer has been moved forward again. Now we check which is minimum. Here 3 is minimum, so we can process this and move forward. So this will be as like this, 3 comma 2. Now we again encounter two same IDs. So now we need to take the sum of the values. So 4 comma 6, and this is our final answer. So we'll get to know that uh, we have arrived to a solution when both the pointers are pointing after the last element. There might be a case where we have more valid numbers. Let's say there is another number over here. Let's say it is 10 comma 7. In this case, uh, now we are pointing to this, and now we are pointing to we are pointing to nothing over here basically. So we'll come out of the loop uh, because one of the pointer has already crossed the dead end, and then we can process each of the leftover elements separately. So we'll keep on adding the rest of the elements into our answer. So if there were more, then we would have pushed back all the elements as it is. So now this moves to the this moves back again forward, but we don't need to move this again. That is enough. No need to track the pointer over here. So let's come back to the solution. Let's code this first. So we need to take two pointers, let's say p1 and p2, and now let's, while p1 and p2 are not crossing the dead ends, where n1 and n2 are the sizes of the respective arrays, what we'll do is we will check if uh, nums1 nums1 of p1, the IDs which were for the pointers are pointing to some ID. We are checking if they are equal. If they are, then we are going to push the sum of those, which is the ID of one of the either of the pointer and sum of those. Else, if they are not equal and we are seeing that nums1 ID is lesser, so what we can do is we can basically store it separately. We can, for a better code quality, we can do this. And basically use this as a variables. If id1 is less than id2, then process that first. And if it's processed, then we increment it and not the other pointer, else we process the other. Now here both are been processed, so we increment both of the pointers. Now there might be a case where there might be some processing left, so we'll do that separately, because one of the either of the one of the pointer has been already crossed the dead end, so it will be like this. Similar goes to the second pointer. Now we can just return the answer after defining it. So this solution will work fine. So the thing is we need to uh, push the sum of them which we are doing it. So let's run this and see. There is some issue over here. The sum is being as shown as 5, but it's actually 6 it should be. So what we can do is we need to check if sum is same. Like we need to do it properly. Oh, so what I'm doing is I was summing up the ID, not the value. So now it would work. And if there are any edge cases, like if an array is empty, then to this thing works. So let's submit and see. And this should be the optimal one. Yeah, this is working. So that's it guys, hope you like this video. Thanks.